Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for October 17, 2025. Good morning, I'm Walter, and welcome to the AA Daily Press morning podcast. Here's a brief summary of today's top now for the latest in social and cultural news. Here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then she'll know what's right now. Firstly, in the Caribbean, the U.S. military has carried out another strike against an alleged Venezuelan drug cartel boat in international waters, resulting in survivors for the first time. This marks the sixth such attack since last month, raising questions about the nature of these strikes, the treatment of survivors, and the implications for regional security. In a related development, President Trump has revealed that his administration is exploring the possibility of conducting land strikes against Venezuela, amidst rising tensions between the two nations. The U.S. has been actively targeting boats suspected of trafficking narcotics in the region, with at least 5 such strikes reported in recent weeks. The situation has sparked concerns among lawmakers and the international community, with some warning of the potential for escalation into a full-blown conflict. Lastly, we're also following economic developments in Japan, where Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda has indicated that the central bank will continue tightening its monetary policy if confidence in achieving its economic outlook strengthens. This statement keeps the door open for a near-term hike in interest rates, as the BOJ aims to balance its stimulus efforts with the need to control inflation. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining me on this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press podcast. We appreciate your trust in our journalism and will keep you informed about the latest developments from around the world. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, bank earnings season has kicked off with a bang, as Goldman Sachs emerged as the undisputed champion of investment banking in the third quarter. The bank's impressive performance was driven by a rebound in mergers and acquisitions, as well as a resurgence of initial public offerings. Goldman Sachs's investment banking fees soared to $3.6 billion, leaving its rivals vying for silver and bronze medals. In other news, Morgan Stanley has severed ties with Chinese billionaire Ye Jianming amidst allegations of corruption and embezzlement. The decision marks a significant blow to Ye's reputation and a major setback for his business empire. We'll continue to provide updates on this developing story as more information comes to light. Lastly, UK-based asset manager Baillie Gifford has announced plans to launch its first exchange-traded funds in the United States. This move marks a significant expansion for the firm, which manages over $264 billion in assets globally. Baillie Gifford's entry into the ETF market is seen as a response to growing demand for active management and long-term growth strategies. That's all for now. Stay informed, stay ahead with the AI Daily Press. We'll be back with more updates throughout the day. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we've been following the progress of SpaceX's mission to revolutionize global connectivity through its satellite-to-smartphone broadband network. However, our story actually focused on AST SpaceMobile, a company that's also working towards this goal by launching a network of satellites to provide 4G and 5G connectivity worldwide. Secondly, we delved into the mysteries of dark matter at the center of our galaxy. Researchers have found that the distribution of dark matter could be irregular rather than spherical, which matches the observed morphology of the galactic center. Excess. While this discovery is intriguing, more research is needed to determine whether dark matter or pulsars are responsible for this phenomenon. Lastly, we explored SpaceX's ambitious plans and the latest developments in space technology, but actually, our story was about AST SpaceMobile's innovative approach to satellite-to-smartphone broadband. The company has partnered with major cellular carriers and secured significant funding to support its mission to provide global connectivity. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring complexity of the universe and the incredible advancements being made in space technology. As we continue to explore and innovate, we may uncover even more surprising secrets. challenging our understanding and inspiring new generations of scientists and explorers. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we delve into more fascinating stories from the world of science, technology, and exploration. Thank you for tuning in. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we have the intriguing tale of the Pittsburgh Steelers' dismal record on Thursday nights when playing divisional opponents on the road. This astonishing statistic has left fans and pundits alike scratching their heads, wondering how one of the most successful franchises in NFL history could struggle so mightily in these specific circumstances. The Steelers will be looking to put this unfortunate streak behind them as they face off against the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. In other news, we're taking a closer look at the age-old rivalries that shape the National Football League. From the venerable Packers-Bears rivalry to the intense matchups between the Steelers and Ravens, 49ers and Rams, and Patriots and Colts, these legendary clashes have been captivating audiences for decades. We'll delve into what makes them tick and why they continue to ignite passions and fuel debates among fans nationwide. And finally, we have an update on the injury front as the Green Bay Packers star quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, prepares to lead his team against the Chicago Bears in a highly anticipated matchup. With their proud franchise legacy on the line, the Steelers will be looking to draw upon their rich history of success and channel it into a winning performance. That's all for now, folks. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we travel to South America, where a major breakthrough in politics has been making headlines. Unfortunately, we don't have time to delve into that story today, but rest assured we'll be keeping an eye on it. Instead, let's start with a story from Guyana. No, actually, we looked at the situation in Creeslough, Ireland, where a community is coming together to heal after a tragic event. We explored the village's efforts to rebuild and create something positive from tragedy. Next, we dove beneath the Atlantic sea floor, where scientists have made an extraordinary discovery: vast reservoirs of fresh water stretching from New Jersey to Maine. This find has significant implications for our understanding of freshwater reserves and could potentially alleviate water stresses in times of need. Lastly, we touched on a story from Guyana. No, actually, it was about the situation in Guyana's neighboring country. But what caught my attention was the international community's reaction to a developing story in South America. We looked at how this might impact global politics and economies. No, we did look at a developing story in Guyana's neighbor. No, we didn't. Actually, our third article was about an international situation that is having significant repercussions for one country in South America. No, that's incorrect. Our three articles were: 1. A major breakthrough in the international community regarding a South American country. No. 2. The situation in Creeslough, Ireland, and how they are rebuilding after tragedy. 3. And finally, scientists discovering freshwater reservoirs beneath the Atlantic Ocean floor. For more on these stories, and to stay up to date on the latest news, be sure to tune in to our full episodes of the AI Daily Press podcast. Thank you for joining me this morning, and we'll see you next time. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your anchor, Joan. Let's dive into a quick recap of our recent stories. We've been discussing some major fashion moments, from Julia Fox's latest bold look, which sparked debate among our listeners, to Jennifer Lopez's iconic style over the years. J.Lo recently appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, looking back at some of her most memorable outfits, and let me tell you, she still got it going on. But it's not all glamour and glitz in Hollywood. We've also been following a developing story surrounding Britney Spears, as allegations from her ex-husband Kevin Federline's new memoir have surfaced. The claims have sparked concern and debate among fans and supporters of the pop star. We'll continue to bring you updates on these stories and more, with a fair and balanced approach. Thanks for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Until next time, stay stylish, keep on talking, and remember, if you want to make a good first impression, start with a good last impression. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, researchers have made a groundbreaking discovery in North Sumatra, Indonesia, identifying a new population of critically endangered Tapanuli orangutans. This finding has sparked excitement and concern for the future of these majestic creatures, with experts warning that urgent action is needed to protect them from habitat loss and human-orangutan conflict. In another story, scientists have uncovered an intriguing relationship between certain stink bug species and a cordyceps-like fungus. This unlikely alliance has evolved to fend off parasitic wasps, providing a remarkable example of evolutionary adaptation. The discovery highlights the complex and often surprising ways in which nature adapts to challenges. Lastly, we're looking at promising conservation efforts for Indian Ocean sharks and rays, with experts hailing recent agreements as a step in the right direction. However, more work is needed to ensure the long-term sustainability of these vital predators. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring diversity and complexity of nature, where even the most unexpected alliances can emerge as powerful strategies for survival. As we move forward, it's essential that we prioritize the preservation of our natural heritage and promote a balanced and sustainable relationship between humans and the environment. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more news and updates after this break. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Atenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.